Good afternoon to you all. I'm Caroline Black, and before I do anything at all, I want to big up the Lord Christ Jesus. I pray His blessing upon everything that is said and done here. The food, I ask that He, oh my God, He just send His blood into it and let it be even more tastable. I'll start with, and you know we have to wear a mask, I'm sorry, but I have to learn to talk with my mask. Now, I'm going to start with codfish fritters. And you know, in the olden days we call that stamp and go. I'm now going to pour out my flour to make my butter. And all you will need is a half a pound of flour. And you can estimate when you are very good, you can estimate and just put in your flour. If you have a whole big family, you have to cook up a lot. You estimate how much Miss Lulu and Miss Poppy and Miss Sarah is coming in. You have to know how much to cook. Alright. I'm going to be putting in my baking powder. Now, if you're careful now what I'm doing, I'm going to add my beautiful saltfish. Oh, it's good, good, good. And then I'm going to put it in now. Now I'm going to mix my butter. Before I do that, I'm going to stir in so that everything coordinates. You notice I'm using cold water. Now I gently pour. Now when I'm pouring, just like you're making cake, you pour and you know what you're doing. You pour and you feel. Of course you can feel. You pour again and you feel. Why? Because you don't want it get too runny and you don't want it get too thick. Turn. There you go. And you will notice something for all you big chefs out there. No, I'm not using any egg. Not everybody loves egg. If you want to put in an egg or two, that's fine with me. But I am not putting, not everybody loves egg. See? More water. Oh, wow. There you go. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Joe. And we're going to leave it to hot. Then we're going to pour in our oil. You see, if I don't wait until the oil is hot, then I won't get the real thing that I want to present. And so I'm going to spoon. Yes, I hear sound. That's what I want to hear. And it doesn't matter the size. Miss Jonas want the big one, and Miss Peggy and Miss Levi, you just spoon it in. I just want to present it, so I just drop them in. Don't matter the splashing, you will get a little splashing. And that's enough for the pot. I'm not going to put any more right now. So how do I know that it is ready on one side? You use your lifter. I'm going to be searching for mine now. And you lift it. And when it is golden brown, you flip it over on the other side. When it is golden brown on the other side, then you know it is right. Then I can turn over. Ah, there you go. You see, I'm not joking about the thing what I tell you, man. Sorry, I'm going to flip it over again until it's right. The pot is giving me a challenge. I wonder who give it that name, Stamp and Go. There was a famous politician who used to love this. At every cocktail party, they have to give him Stamp and Go. No, but I wouldn't call his name. You can research the history. You have to serve him codfish fishers. He's a Jamaican, of course. I could call his name, but I don't want to call his name. A lot of persons know who I'm talking about. Yes. This is the color that I'm looking for. And I put it on the bottom. Ah. You see, I'm not joking. Let me tell you. And turn it on this. No, not ready as yet. And you will notice that I use the right amount of oil. I'm not draining it up and down with oil. Too much oil is not good. And although I did not use a lot of oil to saturate it, before I plate it, I am still going to place them on my. Everybody knows that we always do that on my paper towel to absorb the oil. I'm having a challenge with my stove, but I'm getting there. Ah, this one is even prettier. Ah, you hear that sound? That means it's ready. Nothing raw is inside. And there you go. Stamp and Go. One for Miss Laura, one for Miss Peggy, one for Miss Ruby, one for Benny, and one for King James. This is pumpkin soup, and it don't take a lot of time. Depends on what I'm putting in, it can take half an hour. Yes, because the pumpkin and the chocho, them, remember say them is not cow food, it's not hard for cook. In this soup, pumpkin soup, now you remember, now you can't have chicken food, so you need to this, that. But this is a different. It is diced chicken. We slice them, dice them, chicken breast only, with soup. It's all about humanity. Remember, after 5 minutes, I'll be locking it because I don't want anything to burn. And I don't want anything to overcook. See the chicken breast here, dice up? Alright. And if you feed on this for a month, I'm going to tell you, your body's flat. They will ask you, where I eat? Yeah, man, you can cook soup in about 4 quarts of water. You can estimate your water too. You can estimate how much people is coming over. And you must have your pumpkin. You must have your Irish potato, you must have your chocho, and you must have one Irish. You can have a beetroot, just one, a reasonable looking one, and you can just add your scallion, your pimento, And what is in this soup? I grated some ginger. You won't see it when you're having your soup because I have grated the ginger inside the soup. I've added my chicken mix soup, Maggie. Here's evidence. Maggie. Yeah. And if it has a noodle, I don't use a noodle. I sieve out the noodle. Wow. There's a time for noodle for me. I get rid of the noodle and I use the powder inside. I sieve it out in the soup to make it rich. And you can use bouillon too. You can use bouillon, the little Maggi bouillon, and chop it in. You basically have to use garlic. Garlic gives your soup a kick. Yeah? Garlic is a must. So when you have this, you can just have a simple budget and you'll have your soup rich. As long as it has good presentation and it's not floppy and weak out, make it, yeah, give it your best try. The soup, I pre-prepare it and for the benefit of time, but next time when we have the time and it's not COVID and then we'll get straight into it from the beginning to the end. But some persons in Jamaica, most persons in Jamaica know about this soup. So they just basically want to see or sometimes or if you do it different from them. Everybody cook different. See it? Rich and red. Big up yourself with your soup. All right, that's it for the soup. Ooh. All right. To garnish, my teacher always said don't use too much, but this is good enough. Now we're going to put on this pot here. These stirred pot are blessed. I mix it with the thing, I give it a name. And this is, you know this is chicken breast, no bone. I specially choose this meat. And this is the shrimp. Going to combine it with it, but this is going to go in last.
Hold on.
You notice the garlic? Yes, garlic is a must. It is saturated, well seasoned from. I could have added paprika, but I want it to be like this first because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it. To give it the finished product. All right. Just enough, not too much. I'm going to saute this in. Can turn up some more because I'm not hearing it so loud. And I'm going to leave that to basically not just to get a little color. A pound. It's more than a pound I bought, but I just use a small amount. I eat that. You have to really look good and taste to know the difference from the shrimp. On a low budget, you can do a lot of stuff. And we don't want it to overcook, so we are going to basically wrap up. We have here, this is a green sweet pepper. Everybody knows sweet pepper in Jamaica. The green sweet pepper. put that aside. Alright, take out the seed. This is the yellow one, beautiful yellow one, gold. Yeah, it's beautiful. Presentation in foods like art is the key. Your food must be beautiful. See? Yellow, green, and of course, how can you forget the red? Now notice what I have done. I remove all seed. You take out the seed, and as I finish, I'll clean up same time that I don't have a lot of work to do tonight. All right, and I'll rinse it, get rid of the seed. If I'm cutting up meat, raw meat that is, I have a different board which is on the hair. I don't use the same board to cut raw meat and my vegetables. That is similar. It is dangerous. Now, these are the colors I'll be using. That's all I wanted to look, because I know what I'm going to do. Yes. It must have nearly the color of the swim. So persons are eating, they say, swim. They don't even know that it's chicken breast. That's the key to it. But it's not ready yet, so I'll get there. Watch me. Watch me. I'm glad you're watching me. Yeah. Yes, a different cut today. That's the cut I want today. It is going to go in here along with here, because everything is going to go in the pot to make the gravy along with the shrimp. So you do it again. Presentation is the key. Big up yourself, art. Art is a very good school. We learn a lot. We learn to cook. Big up to all. You see how beautiful it is? And these vegetables must sell, because they are pretty for presentation. And you use your knife, as my teacher would say, use up your knife, use up your knife. And you can see how beautiful it looks already, and it's not done. See? I want that look. Usually I'll cut them long way, but I want this look today. Then we are going to put 1 cup. Here's my cup. Here's my cup. 1 cup of cold water in. And do it like this. And I'm going to add in this now. Look at it. Come on now, catch it. Oh, 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 oh. And you rub it in. tomato soup. But I'm not done yet. Here, and I'm going to throw half a cup of ketchup in. And we could have used barbecue sauce, but I'm using ketchup today. Five minutes time. What is trick? This is a trick. We will cover it this time.
You go ahead and cover it now.
Alright. This was soaking for some time because we have to remove whatever is in cabbage with salt water. So I just rinse it off. Alright. Alright. And the same thing as like before, I remove the seed. I don't want my nice gravy to boil out, so I'll keep it high on the pot. And get rid of this, but we don't want this in it at all. We get off this. And we get off here again. And we get out this. We get it out. It's like a cleaning of chicken. I'll basically get out everything. Alright, and put it here. Get it out here again. Take it out. Move it. Just like an operation. And we take out this one too. Remove it. And we get rid of the seed. The seed is a nice to plant if you have a lovely backyard garden. Sweet pepper is very expensive. Alright, there you go. You'll notice I have a grater, but I'm using my hand. We must, as I said, cooking is hard, and we in art we are skilled. We must use up our hands sometimes and don't depend on the grater and the this and the that. Yes, this is cleaned up, clean, nicely. You see it? And what I do, I slice down. All my big friend, them are art, them just, yes! Move out of the way. But I take my time and I slice down. I take my time again and I slice down. I'm showing you, I'm showing you. I take my time and I slice down again. As I say, you can use the grater, especially when you want it fine. But I am using my hands and I'm going to chill in. And I get it like this. I don't want that one. And if this is looking too big for you, you just get into it again. Just like that. Take your time. When we're coming for dinner, you just take your time. Take your time and you get into it. Too big, you get it done like that. And that's how you get it. Beautifully done. With your hands. But you can use a grater. For those of us who want to use a grater. Use up our hands and put on the grater sometimes. And then this one here. And let me tell you something, a lot of person might don't tell you. When we open this, we see how juicy this is, the tomato is. It's very juicy. Now the juice from here can sometimes sag our vegetable. Yeah, we don't want our vegetable to be saggy because we're going to put in our mayonnaise. So we basically, sometimes, no, we're not going to waste it. We take out, so the belly, see it? And we'll put it there. You're going to eat it tonight, you can't drink it. You're not going to waste it. And the children them love it too. And you take it out. Yeah. You're not going to waste it, you can cook it in your sauce. Now, we basically use a firm part to match up with there. Yes. See it? Firm. Firm, like firm gullet. Firm.
What does love feel like?
And our hands are clean. Ooh, beautiful. And now when you present this in this place wherever they are, and it's a lot of money. But we can do it at home, amen? I bet you're gonna tell me, if you're in class to listen, what it is short of. The mayonnaise and the cucumber. Watch me now. See it? I go slant. Slant. The knife have to be sharp though. See it? Get that slant look. Yeah. I get that slant look. And I go thin. The knife not so sharp. See it? I need to sharpen my knife. Okay. Then where you going to? Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. You can use your spoon, or you basically take it and you dig it up and run it along so that everything get a touch of your mayonnaise. Don't worry about putting it in it, because it's going to be, when the mayonnaise refrigerates, everything is okay. And you put it like that, and you don't overload it, you just put it that they get the taste of it. Sandwich is cheese and ham. Ham and cheese. Now I have combined it, as you will notice. Just like that, it's easy to be done. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. You lift it off and you place it on your ham. Yes. You slice of bread, ordinary bread. They have some fancy bread where you want to buy. Another time you can do that. You take your mayonnaise, or if you can't buy mayonnaise, you just use some butter and you spread it. Another band of two. I want it too lean. Rubbing too. Alright. And then we'll be needing 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, which is here. I'll make sure I mark it. Grace granulated sugar. Just it don't get mixed up with the salt. I'm using this mustard. 2 tablespoons I'm supposed to. And the dry mustard is hard to get, so I'm using this one. That's why I want you to use the dry mustard, so it's easy. 1, 2 tablespoons of paprika. This is paprika. Paprika, 2 tablespoons. And that's supposed to do it over the pot, because we don't want excess to go in there. Good. So I'm going to put in this now. You can use this or the margarine. 2. Leave to cook for 15 minutes. Then you just add a teaspoon of salt. Leave it to cook for 15 minutes. And you add a teaspoon of salt, and that is your barbecue sauce. You can marinate with chicken, and if you wanted to give the other meat a kick, you can use it. Your barbecue sauce, homemade sauce. But there's something else you have to put in there, and that is 1 cup of ketchup. Then you leave to cook for 15 minutes, then you add a little salt. Let it simmer down. It looks like barbecue sauce already. So let it cook out more. I can see why they want us to get the dry mustard, because the other mustard is kind of, it takes time to boil out.